Hi guys, today I have a fun project for you. We're going to be drawing a haunted house using some easy shapes that everyone can draw and then adding in extra details to make it look however you want. As you guys know, I love Halloween, but if you're not a Halloween fan, you could just make this a mansion. It doesn't have to be a haunted house or a castle or something like that. You can really make any type of building you want this way. With this project, it's all about shapes. I know when you look at it all finished, it looks really complicated, but it's not that hard at all, and everybody's is going to look so different, so it's going to be a lot of fun to see what everybody makes. For this one, you definitely want to start with a pencil first. Make sure you have your paper and any coloring supplies that you like to use, and let's get started. The first thing you want to do for your haunted house is you want to draw a straight line that goes across the bottom of the paper, which is going to be for the ground. After you do that, we're going to start making shapes for our house. Like I said, when you look at this one all finished, it really does look like a lot. What I want you to think about it like you're making a house out of blocks and what kinds of shapes you might see if you're building it out of blocks. So you're going to start with really basic shapes, rectangles, squares, triangles, and maybe some like half circles or arches, and kind of build it up. I'm going to start with a big rectangle for the bottom of my house. And I'm going to do a smaller rectangle right in the middle. Then I like on this one how there's like 3 different sections. So I'm going to draw 3 different size rectangles or maybe a square or 2 in there. All right, and now I'm going to make some triangles for the roof on these different sections. So I'm going to make one triangle right here, and then one for each of these rectangles. Remember when we learned about overlapping shapes? See how this triangle goes in front of this rectangle, but this triangle goes behind? That's a good thing to use in your drawing if things are getting too close together. Now I can start adding in some shapes for windows. Squares, rectangles, and these kind of like arches with a straight line on the bottom. Those are great shapes for windows. A circle could be a good shape too. If you want to add a chimney, it's a rectangle with another rectangle on top. And of course I want to draw a door. I think I'm going to make my door an arch with 2 little windows on each side. So it's already coming together. It's starting to look pretty cool. I have a lot of my basic shapes, and now is my time to start adding in some of my details. I'm going to do that with my Sharpie marker, even though I recommend you do all your details in pencil first. I do like using the marker for videos because it's easier for you guys to see though. So first of all, for my windows, I'm going to add an extra line inside each of them to kind of give it like a windowsill. Some of the windows can just be like this one, kind of open in the center. Or you can draw your extra line and then do a vertical and a horizontal line to kind of give it those window panes. So go through and add either just one little outline to your windows or these little crisscross parts to make your window panes. And I'm going to do something similar with my door by just kind of giving it like a little trim around the outside edge, and I'm going to add a doorknob. On this one, I added this little railing here. If you want to do something like that, you're going to draw a long rectangle and make sure you have it go behind any shapes that should be in front. And rectangles that are vertical underneath to show the bottom of the railing. Another part you can add trim to make it more interesting if you want is on the roof. See how I have this little outline on just the top part of the triangle? So what I would do is I'm going to go over the outside edge of the triangle, and then I make a little straight line at the bottom and kind of trace along that line I made. So I added some trim. It's not required, but it does look kind of cool. I like to add a straight line underneath too. And then if you want, you can add some shingles in this part. On these ones, I did a shingle that's kind of a U shape. I start with the letter U in the very top, and then I make 2 more. And see how they kind of alternate. Like this one's in the middle and these 2 are on the side, then the next one's in the middle, and then I'll do 2 on the side. And then these next ones are not starting quite in the middle. It's kind of like the next letter U, the end of it is always touching the middle of the one above it. So you can add shingles if you want. Another kind of shingle you could add if you want is more of like a rectangle one. You still kind of want to have them overlap each other a little bit, so they should not all be the exact same every time you move down, but it's just another option. Maybe you just want to leave yours as these basic shapes. That's completely fine. However, I am going to show you how to add lots of little details if that's something you want to do. You can skip the details and just go straight to coloring if you want. On the chimney, I like to do lines straight up and down and then straight across to make some brick pattern. And really at this point, I'm kind of done adding details. I'm gonna finish tracing my house in Sharpie, and I might add some of these horizontal lines to show the wood on the house, and then I have just a few more things to show you. All right, a few more extra things you can add if you want to. I love to do a big circle behind the house to represent the full moon. If you want to make a bat, it's a letter U with 2 triangles for the ears, 2 curved lines to start with for each wing, and then you kind of curve down and do a few little spikes. And you can fill that in with black. If you want to add a ghost, just give them 2 kind of like wobbly arms and a big face with 2 black ovals for the eyes and an oval for the mouth. And then my favorite is the eyes in the windows. So for these kinds of eyes, you can do a frowny mouth with a smiley mouth underneath. And then you can do a slit in the middle and fill it in with black. And then leave it like this. When you fill in the window with black around it, it'll look like the eyes are kind of glowing. Or you can do 2 ovals with some little dots in the middle. Now that I have so many details and I think my house looks really cool, I'm going to color it in. The first thing I'll start with is coloring black in my windows all around the eyes so they look like they're glowing. And then after that, I'm just going to do whatever colors I feel like. All right, and I am all finished coloring in my new Halloween house. I think both of them are cool, but I actually think I like the orange house a little bit more just because of the colors. But I hope you guys just take your time and add all sorts of different colors, really whatever colors you want. Well guys, I hope you had fun making your haunted houses with me, or your mansion, or your regular house, whatever you decided to do. And I will see you guys next time for our next video. Bye!